Hey guys, this is Punisher, staff editor for Don't Revive Me Bro, and guess what's happening next week? At least we hope it's next week. It should be next week, hopefully Tuesday. The CTE fall patch will hit streets on the retail side, and everybody will finally get the chance to see what the big deal is with the CTE patch. All these huge changes come out. Well, one of the big things is the huge changes with the HUD and all these crazy adjustments, and there's so many of them that it can be quite confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to briefly run through them and show you what the changes are, what they affect, and just give you an opportunity to see what they do so you can kind of get an idea of what you want to change to fit your play style. That's the great thing about this new UI, is that you're able to actually go in and you can adjust it to whatever you like, you know. And so there's differences. There's not any real, you know, right way or wrong way to do it, but I will show you what these each do, and then you can go in and figure out what you like and what you don't like. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing is your HUD size and high resolution, and as you can see there, as you slide the slider up and down, you will see your actual flag markers and stuff like that decrease and increase. All right, the next thing is your inventory HUD visibility, and you can actually adjust the transparency on that from 0 to 100%. And depending on, you know, how transparent you want it, you know, you can set it to that. And in case here I move down 16%, and there you can see it's barely there. And again, it's like I said, there is no right or wrong answer to this. It is your personal preference. I like to have it, so I put mine at 50%. Okay, next thing is your player status HUD visibility, which is in the lower right hand corner of your display. And you can see there I moved mine down to 13%, and it is barely there. So I will move mine back up to 50. That is the default. That's what I prefer. Okay, for this next one, I need to actually jump on a vehicle. And this is the vehicle occupancy HUD visibility. It shows up right above your player status. But you can adjust that transparency just like the others and to your, you know, liking. And as you can see here, I'm going to move mine up to 73%. And you see it right there above my player status. And then I will actually move this back down to 50%, and you'll see it actually get it a little lighter. And the next thing is the kill log HUD visibility. Now I don't have any enemies in the server, so I cannot kill somebody, but know that this is the kill feed that pops up in front of your screen when you actually kill somebody. You can actually make that virtually disappear if you would like that. Alright, and the next thing and last for your HUD visibility is your miscellaneous HUD visibility. That's basically anything else that is on your HUD that does not have its own bar. For instance, when you'll see here, when I bring this up, you'll see the player 1 of 4. Okay, that's one of the things that it adjusts. Alright, the next thing is something that is going to be a wonderful thing for a lot of people, and that is the Minimap Size. You can actually adjust this thing. Look how big that sucker can get. Actually, it's really nice to have, and even big like that, you would think it would be, you know, something that would obstruct your vision, but it's really not that bad at all. So I don't know if I'd run it that big. I actually like it at 120%, but it's something that you're definitely going to want to play around with. A lot of people are going to be able to, you know, make it small or make it big. As you can see here, I take it way down at, you know, the minimum of 70%, and it's actually virtually useless at that point. All right, now we're going to talk about the background visibility, and you can make your minimap transparent, or you can make it totally translucent. You can see there, the transparent absolutely does no good. It has no effect on your icons, your flag markers, but it does have an effect on the background of the map. Now we just talked about the icons. They have their own slider, and you can actually adjust them as necessary to see, you know, how you prefer to show them on your HUD. Alright, next thing is your icon size. You can actually lower the size of your flags as they show up on the mini-map. You can make them huge, which I don't really see a use for, or you can make them even smaller, which, you know, it just, like I said, it's personal preference. You can decide what you do. I kind of like them the way they are, to be honest with you. But there may be some use for them if you want to declutter your mini-map on, you know, some of those smaller maps where, you know, decluttering is a big deal. The next thing we want to talk about is the Minimap default scale. You can actually set this to 4 different settings: 50 meters, 100 meters, 150 meters, and auto. Okay, and that just gives you the range scale that you can actually see in distance on your Minimap. I prefer 50 meters. And then the next thing we want to talk about is the Minimap rotation with player. Okay, this is something new that, you know, you may or may not like. It takes some getting used to, but what it does when you turn it off is it makes your map in relation to true north, okay, always. So you can see there your player turns around, you don't see the mini-map spin around, okay. That is actually something that, you know, will take some getting used to. I prefer doing this for infantry play, but I'm gonna be honest with you, when I'm flying jets, I actually prefer the map to rotate with me. So I've actually found that I have actually gone back to the default and turned this on. Alright, next thing, let's talk about your common HUD world icons. Okay, and what this does is, again, the size, you can adjust the size on your display, the HUD size for your flag positions. And also, you can actually have them scale with distance. Now, you see them at 100%, that means that they scale 100% with distance. Reducing the scale reduces the amount of scaling. So it gives you this kind of effect to where they're all the same size, regardless of their range. So I actually don't like it at all. I've moved back up to 100%. I like the fact that you can tell the ones that are, you know, closest and the ones that are further away. Okay, the next thing is your icons visibility. It's pretty self-explanatory. As you can see there, you can adjust the transparency of them. 0% basically just makes them disappear. 100% you can see them fully on your display. Okay, the next thing is your objective visibility and zoom. Okay, those are the little triangles that are around your objectives that flash if you're the squad leader, or if you set it, your squad members will see it, and you can actually adjust the transparency level when you're aimed down sight at those objectives. All right, next thing is your interaction, visibility, and zoom, and that is anything that you use the E key for to initiate some sort of action in the game. And there you can see there that little circle is what actually goes transparent if you adjust it down to, you know, say a low number like 10%. Next thing is your pickup invisibility zoom, and that is your battle pickup little symbol with the star there, and that is going to adjust the transparency of it when you are zoomed on it. The next thing is your explosive ammo and med pack visibility and zoom. That's simply the little symbol that shows over the pack as you throw it on the ground, and you can adjust the transparency of it. Alright, then we have your enemy HUD world icons. Okay, these are the various things, your Doritos, the name of the person, We'll start at the top, but the size is 100% default. You can actually make those bigger or smaller if you like that. Scale with distance is kind of like what we talked about with the objective icons, where it gives you depth, or you can actually take it all the way to, you know, the bottom of 0, and everything will be the same size no matter what the distance is. Icon visibility, again, you know, you can control those, and depending on whether or not you want them to be, you know, transparent or not, you can have those at 100 or 0%. You can actually do that when you're in zoom on a guy. You know, you can actually have them fade a little bit when you're in zoom. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my opinion on this. Is I don't think you want to really do this unless you're doing something like for a cinematic or something like that. For normal gameplay, I really like to leave my enemy stuff where it is, because you know you really want to see them, and you want to be able to see them at distance. You want to be able to see them, you know, if somebody spots the guy, you have that information. So I really don't like messing with my enemy stuff. Now the thing about this is you also have the same thing with your friendly icons, with a couple subtle differences, and we'll talk about those now. All right, now your friendly HUD world icons, you can see they're all basically the same thing. Couple of differences though is your health bar. Remember that health bar revive timer is now part of the CTE and will become part of the patch. So that, you know, is incorporated in this. You can actually make that more transparent, you know, whatever. I've actually made it in zoom. I like it, you know, at 50%. I don't really see the need of having it 100%. Now on the friendly stuff, I have kind of adjusted stuff a little bit, because I like not seeing all my, you know, the friendlies all over the HUD. There's really no reason to. You know, you can fade them out a little bit, and that's kind of what I've done here with the icons. I really like being able to zoom on my friendlies, or if I'm zooming in a friendlies in my line of sight, that it fades out while I'm still shooting an enemy. And that's a lot of the issues that, you know, people were having with these, is that they would go to aim at an enemy and a friendly icon would be right in front of them, and it would block the enemy. And so now you have that ability to be able to fade that friendly out when you zoom in on a guy, or have it just fade out, you know, all the time, which is, you know, what I like to do anyway. All right, the last thing I wanted to cover real quick, guys, is the field of view. They have actually changed it a little bit. They've given you both vehicle and regular field of view, and it's vertical now, and it tells you what your horizontal is based on what your vertical setting is. So that's a little change they've done with the UI there. I know it's not HUD related necessarily, but it is definitely something you're going to need to be aware of, and something you might want to play with when the new patch comes out. Alright guys, that's kind of it for the HUD UI. I hope this helps you out. The CTE fall patch should be out here shortly, hopefully Tuesday coming up. And anyway, this is just, you know, something you're going to have to play around with, figure out what you really like, what you dislike, and it'll take some time. I'd recommend, if you want to try my settings, to go through the video and then adjust your HUD UI settings to mine, and see what you like. If you don't like it, then, you know, figure out what you like yourself. So anyway guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope this helps you out. Make sure you go and visit DRMB at don'trevivemebro.com, and if you have a video you'd like to submit, feel free to do so. We'd like to see you in the forums. Anyway guys, y'all have a great weekend. This is Punisher. We'll see you on the battlefield.